For an AFN News update for you, I'm Bronson Woodruff. Tornadoes, storms, and reported wildfires impacted several states over the weekend. At least 39 people were killed and hundreds of homes and businesses were destroyed. Impacted areas, to name a few, included Tylertown, Mississippi, Wayne County, Missouri, Butler County, Missouri, and more. There were reported fires across parts of Oklahoma and Texas, and also dust storms resulted in nearly a dozen deaths Friday from car crashes. An Obama-appointed judge sent an order temporarily blocking the Trump administration from deporting hundreds of violent illegal aliens. But the Trump admin says the planes carrying the aliens were already in international airspace when the judge ordered them returned to the U.S. U.S. District Judge James E. Boasberg issued the order Saturday temporarily blocking the deportations, but lawyers told him there were already two planes with immigrants in the air, one headed for El Salvador, the other for Honduras. Boasberg verbally ordered the planes to be turned around, but Trump admin lawyers said the planes already being in international airspace put them out of the jurisdiction of Boasberg's order. President Trump has signed into law legislation funding the government through the end of September. This ends the threat of a partial government shutdown and capped off a struggle in Congress that deeply divided Democrats. White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Harrison Fields said in a post on X that Trump signed the continuing resolution on Saturday. The bill trims non-defense spending by about $13 billion from the previous year and increases defense spending by about $6 billion, which are marginal changes when talking about a top-line spending level of nearly $1.7 trillion. President Trump is scheduled to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday as efforts continue to end the war in Ukraine. It's a move that could represent a possible pivot point in the fighting, and an opportunity for Trump to continue reorganizing American foreign policy. Trump disclosed the upcoming conversation to reporters while flying from Florida to Washington on Air Force One on Sunday evening. The United States and Iran-backed Houthi terrorists in Yemen are both vowing escalation. This after the U.S. launched airstrikes to try and keep the terrorists from attacking military and commercial vessels on one of the world's busiest shipping corridors. The Houthi-run health ministry said the U.S. strikes killed at least 53 people. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio told CBS on Sunday, quote, "We're not going to have these people controlling which ships can go through and which ones cannot. And so your question is, how long will this go on? It'll go on until they no longer have the capability to do that," end quote. President Trump on Saturday vowed to use overwhelming lethal force until the Houthis ceased their attacks and warned that Tehran would be held fully accountable for their actions. The U.S. airstrikes one of the most extensive attacks against the Houthis since the war in Gaza began in October of 23. That'll do it for this AFN News Update. More news from a Christian perspective can be found on our website, afn.net. That is afn.net. Thank you for watching. I'm Bronson Woodruff.